Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Sunday, February 11th, 2018, at 10:05 Mountain Time. Guys, what you're looking at is a GOES 14 SXI Level 1 coming out of Boulder, right up the road here. A long duration C flare is happening while I'm making the video right now. It's been going on C for 2 hours. This is a 4-hour event, Earth facing, and we'll be watching if it continues to uptick. Notice how the event is long lasting. I just refreshed it. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 hours now into the mid B range. So we're going to be watching, see how this affects Earth and what it will be doing to us moving forward. And that's just a heads up. Hitting the mainstream narrative, the sun could be unusually cool by 2050. This is being picked up by all news wires. This is coming out from The Nation. California, in the next 30 years, our sun could dim significantly, leaving us with conditions that could create a mini ice age. The narrative is being changed, folks, before your very eyes. And that's a heads up. So we'll watch it, how it migrates through time. Ice Age Farmer's been covering this, so we'll be looking for a video coming out from him soon. It's official. Chicago ties the record with 9 consecutive days of measurable snow. Heads up, Chi-Town. Chicago logged the record-tying 9th consecutive day with measurable snow on Sunday. That's today, equaling similar 9-day runs back in 1902 and 2009. If we go back to 1902 here, we're at the solar minimum of 13. 2009, the solar minimum of 20, which are in a very similar place at around 1360.6, which is right where we are right now. Same general range. So this is not unpredictable. It is predictable. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. It happened before. It's going to happen again, just like it's going to continue to get worse as we descend deeper, because we have the historical information. Southwest cancels all remaining flights out of Midway today after running out of de-icing fluid. Oh, heads up. They'll be needing lots more de-icing fluid. That's a boom. Look at this guy. He's pretty cool. Throughout the storms, we've actively worked to manage our glycol levels used to de-ice the aircraft, but due to severity of the winter weather, Southwest has proactively canceled 220 flights Sunday, February 11th, 2018, a spokesman said. The airline has paused its services for the rest of the day because we want our customers to live. That's nice of them. Now, guys, there's a seal spotted in northeast Florida. Heads up. And that's because of the cool event we had, and seals are now in northeast Florida. So there are seals in northeast Florida. Fishermen encountered a seal Friday near Guana Reserve. And that is no joke. And there's the seal. I'll leave you links to all these things down in the bottom left of the video underneath of Oppenheimer Ranch. It says show more. Click there. Extreme cold warnings issued for parts of northern Alberta. Whew. Northern Alberta has been minus 30 for weeks without a respite. Maybe got up to minus 10. But there's a list. According to the agency, the wind chill will make temperatures feel as cold as minus 40. The temperature is expected to rise slightly Sunday afternoon and will feel like minus 30. That is cold. That's kind of up here by his ear. Alberta. Leave you links. It's chilly up there. It's chilly everywhere. It's winter. Scotland to be blasted by heavy hail and snow as power cuts are predicted in a new weather warning. Forecasters are predicting travel delays, icy conditions, and the possible return of thunder snow after issuing a yellow warning. He never got braces, but we love him. There it is. Cold, snow, and ice. He's keeping it simple, folks. Just like the Jiffy. Keep it simple. And there we have the white arrows that make it fascinating to watch. It's amazing. Look at that. 1, 0, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. You can learn how to add watching this program. It's amazing. Earthquake, wind, fire, and ice, extreme conditions hit Olympics. We talked about the opening day boom, the 4.8 in South Korea. Now they have tents in a parquet floor. God, it's just glorious. Look at how amazing it is to be an Olympian. You get to put your clothes on your own tent. 20-8. That's for the fastest ski jumper. This is Pyeongchang. They've canceled everything for high winds. It's minus 13 degrees and 4.8 magnitude earthquakes are rumbling. Sounds like an awesome time. Let's all sleep in the gymnasium. God, I love that jiffy. Guys, it's not stopping in Japan. They're just not reporting on it. The mainstream is not reporting on it. There's 30 more centimeters of snow, and this is what it looks like today. So records, all-time records will be broken by the end of the season. It's continuing to come down, and they need pickaxes, for God's sakes. I've never seen anyone cutting up ice with a pickaxe. It's like he's mining for Japanese snow gold. Yes, we've been mining for Japanese snow gold for years. That's what it says down here. It's very rare, and we have to take our times with the shovels. And it's just ever so nicely the way they break it up, and then they run it through the mining machine over here, and then they get the gold out. So that's how that happens. It's just a heads up. That is the snow gold in Japan that no one's reporting on because it's very top secret. More than 100 forced from homes flooding in southeastern Kentucky. This guy doesn't know how to turn his phone sideways so he gets a better picture. But you can see how the river here off the guardrail is flooding. Probably the homes on the far side here and many other homes. I've lived in river communities pretty much my whole adult life, and it sucks. Especially when they're totally fluxed, like they are in Kentucky counties, which declared emergencies as flooding caused by heavy rains in the region totally fluxed their homes in spots, according to state authorities. They've declared emergencies where Harlan, Bell, Knox, Letcher, and Floyd counties in the city of Pineville, according to Monica L. French, the spokeswoman for the Kentucky Emergency Management. Up to 50 people spent Saturday night in shelters. Not the only place fluxed, all the way up the East Coast. They're experiencing flooding. Oh, Chi-Town. That's not what we're supposed to look at. But we are supposed to look at heavy rains causing severe flooding in southwest Virginia counties. It'll come up any day now. Check out this hail we're about to look at. That's in Qatar. Heavy rains causing severe flooding across southwest Virginia. We just talked about Kentucky. This is Big Stone Cap, Virginia. Heavy rainfall caused severe flooding and closed roads in several southwest counties. We reported on it yesterday. It's continuing today. The Big Stone Gap Fire Department said it had to conduct several rescues on Saturday. And we probably won't get to look at that. More importantly, let's look at this hail. A farmer showing cubes of hail after a hailstorm hits Chithote Kapore village on the outskirts of Bhopal, which is in Qatar, just south of Bahrain, which is central east Saudi Arabia. 2 men were killed from this hail. Others injured as unseasonal rains. We reported on 23-centimeter record-breaking hail yesterday, which was not in Spain, correction. It was in Argentina. But this hail is raging huge tracts of crops yesterday. The hailstorm, which hit Jalma, Bled, Amarvati, Buldhana, Washim, Akola, and the surrounding areas, flattened the standing crops of wheat, grapes, and chickpeas, besides hitting mango cultivation. The hailstorm, which lasted 15 minutes in some parts of Jalma and other places, transformed the green fields into a white, snow-covered valley in one of the hottest places on Earth, destroying everything. Look at that hail cakesicle. That's a hail cakesicle, thanks to the grand solar minimum monster. He added that a meeting of insurance companies has been convened to discuss the destruction. We're reporting on it. It's happening. History is repeating itself. Because of the activity of the sun, lithospheric flexure should be decreasing, but we're at KP0 and we're a large coronal hole. Center disk is turning our way, and the recipe for a large earthquake in the coming days is ripe. We had a 6.0 in the Northern Marianas Islands at a shallow depth. Several other moderate quakes globally, including a 5.3 in Panama, a 5.1 north of New Zealand at La Esperance Rock, and this rumbler here in the Karakoram, China, 4.2. We still have aftershocks in the Kodiak region. Nothing significant, but coming out of Japan, not only is the snow significant, but Nankai Trough megaquake would leave 1.5 million households stranded, a report says. And we have breaking information from a government panel today coming out of Japan News here at TV5 with the little bear. We're going to quick translate this for you. Those of you living in Japan or have loved ones there. The Government Seismic Investigation Committee has raised the probability of occurrence on the Nankai Trough earthquake, which has been set about 70% to 80% at the maximum. This is for a 9.0. According to the Office of North of Hokkaido, to 80% probability is calculated based on the interval which the last earthquake occurred, and the probability increases with the passage of time. The Earthquake Investigation Committee says, I do not forget that a huge earthquake will happen, he says. I'll leave you links to that, and I'll leave you links to the Wikipedia on the Nankai Trough, which is here in southern Japan, the tsunami that would ensue, and it would be hellish destruction. So this report is a good thing to read. If you live in that area, you want to get more familiar with what potentially could happen in that region, including the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. Worldwide volcano update. Reventador, Turrialba are active. Volcanic emissions at Reventador. Volcanic emission at Turrialba. In the last 24 hours, we have Karminsk, Popocatépetl, Dukono, Reventador, and Turrialba. In the Kamchatka, Karminsk, we have volcanic ash, but it's not identifiable. Sinabong, clearly ash coming off here. And Mayon, eruption, volcanic cloud unknown reported. It's cloudy there. It's hard to keep track. Sakajodima also erupted today, and I saw the video. It's for confirmation. So the cosmic ray flux and the volcanic activity is still rumbling. Let's talk about new cold weather gear for Marines in the global warming world. The Marines are getting cold outfitted. The Marine Corps wants to field a new cold weather cap and gloves for Marines operating in Arctic type climates because of all the wars we fight up there in the Arctic. Or could it be that these type of climates are coming to a city near you where wars are about to be fought? Oh. Boom. Source mechanisms for tectonic significance of historic earthquakes along the Nankai Trough as a freebie paper that I'll throw in for those of you that are interested, and that's a little out of place, but it's well worth it. So here's the abstract. Historic quakes in 1946, 44, 1854, and 1707. The 1854 quake was massive. Google it. You'll get the links. Flashback, James Hansen predicted a new ice age by 2021. No need to worry about CO2. The hockey stick. This came out 2015. U.S. scientists sees new ice age coming. Boy, he was the first. And he was a global warming alarmist to boot. So, here you have it. Directly from the mouths of babes. Ice age is coming. Let's talk about biomass Arctic sea ice volume reanalysis. Guys, the U.S. centers, when you go up to NSIDC, the ice center there, they show you Arctic ice extent, which has nothing to do with the ice volume. It's a way to obfuscate the truth. As the ice thickens, the extent gets less because it stacks up on itself. But what I want to show you is the recent data of the Arctic sea ice volume, which is a little different because it actually shows you how much sea ice there is. So what I did was a blow up of the graph from 2006 to present, when you can clearly see there's no alarming sea ice loss at all. In fact, here these little barbells are standard deviations. And let's just go back to 2010. We are above the standard, or at the same standard deviation of 2010, 8 years later. But what I want you to notice is, since the last major El Nino, which is here, and then we have one back here, 2012, these ice minimums were warm periods called El Ninos. And we're headed away and down in every facet. And the ice is responding in suit. So we have major building of ice volume according to the ice volume anomaly relative to the mean, which is in here. This gray zone is the mean from 1979 to 2017. And we're up in the upper portion. The mean is at the blue line. So there's no catastrophic volume loss. It's been maintaining up and down in the blue line. We've now passed above it where we should be, because as we get descend into the grand solar minimum, we're going to be coming way up off of the mean here in just a few years. And as we predicted, the slope is straight up. A change of some random number they picked here of 3 in 1 year. We're up 3 in a year, guys. So the ice volume is increasing in the Arctic. Let's talk about the Greenland ice sheet. Here's the Holocene optimum. There was less ice in Greenland from 1,000 years ago to 8,000 years ago than there is today. Which is why people live there. It is not the hottest today. It's just as cold as it was 8,000 years ago on the Greenland ice sheet. Get your facts, please. I'll post this on Solar Shutdown and leave you a link. Now, guys, those of you looking for places to go that don't think you have anywhere to go, right here is a list of intentional communities. Some are religious, but some are dancing, some are eco-villages, some are prepping for the grand solar minimum. And if you do your homework, you can find a community that suits your purposes, where you can be with like-minded people, sell all your earthly possessions, and have a big fat nest egg and go with the community. There are dozens of locations in Europe. North America, there are hundreds. Central and South America, Africa, Ethiopia, and Europe. If you can't find a homestead community, a dancing community, an eco-village, here's the Dancing Rabbit Eco-Village in Missouri. We have the Dreamtime Village in Wisconsin, East Wind Community in Missouri, Eco-Reality Co-op in Canada. There's places for you to go. Tennessee, the farm, Summertown. And even if you don't go there, you can go meet these people and see what they're doing. The Free State Project, awesome group. I'm well aware of them. These are libertarian preppers. We have Ganas in Staten Island, Global Community in Arizona, Grassroots in Florida, Halicon in California, and on and on. And if you don't know how to read, I'll leave you links to a map. Intentional Community Map, where you can click on the intentional community and see what they're doing. They're everywhere, all the way down here in Costa. Look at them, Venezuela, all over the world. So if you don't plan on starting your own community or going to hang out with people in a community that you already know, there are communities all over the globe with like-minded people waiting for you to get there. So I'll leave you links on how to do your own research. Only you can find the place that you need to go. If you're too lazy to do that, then you shouldn't be watching this show. And that's a heads up. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. It is going to continue to get cold, and the grand solar minimum monster is coming. Start preparing now. Be safe. And that's a boom.